Today we're going to be talking about mountain ash, which is also known as rowan. Mountain ash trees grow in eastern North America, northern Europe, and Asia. They grow extremely well at high altitudes, which is how the species got its name. The trees produce white flowers in the spring that grow in dense umbrella-shaped clusters with broad petals at the tip. They grow compound leaves with serrated edges that are green with lighter undersides. The bark is light gray or brown in appearance and is also smooth in younger trees but becomes rough with age. The fruits grow in bunches and are bright red or orange in color. They ripen in late summer and early fall, but the berries taste best after the first frost. Mountain ash is high in antioxidants as well as vitamin C, and they also contain antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory properties. A really cool thing about mountain ash is that it doesn't have any toxic lookalikes, and it doesn't really have any lookalikes at all, so they're pretty easy to identify. A cool bit of history about mountain ash trees is pioneer doctors used to use the bark from these trees as anti-malarial medication. It was also used to help with flus, colds, infections, fevers, and scurvy. I just had a few coyotes sneak up on me there while I was filming, which was kind of cool. So I just took a second to spook them off by clapping and just making loud noises, and then I took out my coyote spray just to be on the safe side. Coyotes aren't typically an issue with people. They're more afraid of us than we are afraid of them. But just to be on the safe side, you never know. They were pretty close. And I find it weird that they wouldn't have known I was here because I was talking the whole time that they were sort of walking through. So I don't know if they were just checking me out or whatever, but it's always good to carry something when you're in the woods, just for peace of mind, especially if you're by yourself, which most of the time I am. So I'm very thankful that I brought this today, and I'm just going to keep it handy while I finish the rest of my video. Something very important to note about mountain ash berries is that they contain cyanogenic glycosides, which can convert to cyanide in the digestive process, and they also contain parasorbic acid, which can cause stomach upset in large quantities. So that being said, mountain ash berries can only be eaten raw in very small amounts, but the good news is that cooking neutralizes the toxin, which makes it perfectly safe to eat. Since mountain ash berries are incredibly tart and not very palatable raw, the most common way to enjoy them is by making a mountain ash jelly. So this video today is another forage and preserve. We're going to be making a small batch of mountain ash jelly, which is a perfect addition to a charcuterie board because it tastes amazing with cheese.